So I was driving through random upstate New York, somewhere, I think I'm somewhere in the Adirondack somewhere, and I got a little lost, shall we say, because the phone signal doesn't fully work up here, like cell service and things like that. So I got a little bit lost, and I was like panicking in my brain, like on the drive. And like my normal reaction, of course, is like full on panic. Like, no, don't hold anything back. Complete panic, mental breakdown, let it sink in. And like, I think there's also time pressure with the sun because the sun sets a lot earlier. So there isn't much time for me to get lost in the usual way. So, but something that I've been really working on is like trying to, in situations where I naturally would want to panic, I want to practice like expressing gratitude, like what I'm thankful for, and thinking more about what I'm able to control. And that's something like somebody was just talking with me about, where it's like, sometimes like when we're just like wishing so much for things to change, like we're forgetting like that moment of gratitude. So for me, like in the mountains, like I was like, I'm just so glad I'm safe right now. I'm so glad I'm okay right now. And I kind of just tried to focus on that. It was not easy. Look at this view, by the way. This view. It was not easy to do, and it's not my normal instinct. So very strange moment for me, but yeah, I made it to my destination, and I'm here right now. It's like Pleasant, which is quite pleasant, I must say, definitely worthy of its name. And I'm just kind of walking aimlessly right now, until the rest of my party joins me. So I'm not on this trip alone. I just took this part of the journey alone. Oh, also something ridiculous that happened was I was like, when I finally arrived at my destination, I was so happy, so relieved. I was like, oh, I'm so glad I made it. I wasn't sure if I was gonna get lost somewhere up in these mountains behind me here. But then right after that, I got into the hotel, checking into the room. It was like a cozy feeling. I felt good being there. Then I stepped outside, but something I forgot is that my room works on a key code, and I had the key code on my cell phone. And so then of course, like when I went back to go inside, I was locked out, and it's like one of those where like there's no one physically on the property. So like the first time I called, no one answered. So then I just was like, let me just make the most of this moment. This is kind of forcing me to slow down and wait until my party arrives. And but then I realized after a while they weren't coming anytime soon. So then I was like, let me just try and get a hold of these people. And then I finally got a hold of somebody who helped me get the key code. But again, like I guess my point is that I've had several moments where I've had to exercise like calming down in situations where my brain would panic. Even these are not big issues. These are not huge issues. I love how this tree here is still holding out. I think it's a birch tree. Still like bright and leafy, but a lot of around here in upstate New York, I found out that the fall doesn't last as long as it does in other areas. I think maybe because it's windy, like elevation and things like that. I don't know nothing about nothing. I was trying to come up with like some kind of catchy like marketing thing for Lake Pleasant, but I really am not so good with the marketing thing. Not gonna lie, I'm getting slightly concerned. My party was supposed to arrive at around this time, so I'm gonna give it a little bit more time. I'm not sure why they're not here yet. I think I might do some writing here tomorrow, or even later, a little later this afternoon. When I was in college, I used writing to kind of help me through, especially like the earlier years of college when I was just like trying to figure myself out, and you know, even like when it came to like us dealing with people and all of that kind of stuff, I found that writing, like I kind of I don't know if it's healthy or not, but I kind of being able to create a world and like imagine different scenarios and things like that kind of helped take some of the tension off of the pressures of doing well in school, like, or like of just doing school in general. But also, like, you know, when I was nervous about whether I was going to do well, and then even the pressures of friendship and relationships and stuff like that. And I found that when I was writing, I would really escape in that. Like, I would, oh my gosh, I would, when I was driving to school, I would literally talk out loud about what what my characters would do, what was going on. And I found it was very, for me, I found it to be a very empowering exercise to just practice kind of thinking out loud, all of these kinds of things. It was very pleasant, really fun exercise, and a way for me to kind of think out different scenarios and thinking about responding and stuff like that. Because sometimes that's like kind of the biggest shock, especially for me, as someone who's pretty introverted and used to kind of just being in my own little shell. I'm like, interaction like throws me off sometimes. Like, someone's like talking to me, I'm like, what the heck? Like, what are you, like, what are humans talking to me? And I was like so in shock about it. But I found actually as I was writing and like having this character who was also introverted, like kind of preparing for interaction really helped. I'm sure I didn't need to go into a fictional character to get there, but it's kind of where my thought process got started. So my party has officially arrived. I'm on my way, rushing to see them.